Howdy ho, friends. Welcome to Season 4, Episode 1 of Trekking Tuesday. We're going to follow in last year's tradition and release the very first episode on Facebook and YouTube. Normally, this is a Facebook exclusive video, and I do this for some of the people that would like to see a more behind-the-scenes look at what I'm doing on YouTube. In these videos, you will find out how lost I am right now. I'm just kidding. I'm not that bad. Basically, these videos are pretty much 100% winging it, so I have no format for them. But you will find how far I trek in, what gear I'm carrying, why, how many cameras I'm using, future projects and current ones I'm working on at the time, along with weather conditions and interesting things I find out in the woods. As you can see, we're down here by the Missouri River. Weather conditions, I left the Mountaineer. It was 53. No, wait a minute. I am wrong. It was 43 degrees. It's supposed to be a high today of possibly 53. A little bit of cloudiness, slight wind. I think it's coming out of the north, but it feels like it's following the river down. Now this area has changed so much. Getting sidetracked. No significant weather forecast for the rest of the day. What are we doing? That's a good question. Well, there will be no official video for YouTube except for this one, obviously. We are going to go check out Teepee Island, a wiki hut I found, and then we're going to go look at a possible underground shelter I've been kind of thinking about building. But first, we need to make it to Teepee Island, and this is a camp I found. Oh, about three or 4 weeks ago, somebody set up, and there might be a possible special guest or two today. We'll see how that works out. This is Teepee Island. I set it up last year. There have been people up here because that board's been moved. I had it stashed over there. That stump is where I left it last time, but somebody cut this tree here and that tree there down using a fine saw. I think they did that because they were deer hunting and they were sitting underneath the teepee, and this here, see, that's where the board was. You can see the marks in the sand. This here is going to be like line of sight, and I think that's why they cut it down. Everything is still here though, so far they have respected the area. I think I'm going to move the TP poles soon, probably next week or a week after that. I've been seeing a lot of footprints out here. Now, why is this called Teepee Island? As you know, most of all last year, the Missouri River has flooded. We will take a look at that here in a little bit. But this is the only section, see how raised it is, that did not flood. This was above water. So that's how it got its name, Teepee Island. And I have used it several times. I would like to do it overnight here, but I have to get a special use permit to do that now. Me and the game warden have met. And he knows me. Anyway, all right, so our next stop is I found a cool wiki hut in the woods. It's about 100 yards from here. Let's go take a look at it. We've officially made it to the wiki hut. I have a very good idea who's building this. We actually might meet him today, but they have been working on it. Let's see. Oh yeah, some angry birds over there. There has been quite a bit of work on this. Somebody's drug up some rocks here and made a little bit of a fire pit. They've added here, let me drop some of this gear off. carrying my trusty green cooler with me. There we go. This little guy right here for now. All right, you stay. Okay. So we got a fire pit with somewhat of a reflective wall. They have built like a porch on here to keep the snow out. Added more leaves, as you can tell from there to there. A lot more leaves. Huh. And yeah, whoa, they wrapped the vine around it to hold everything in place. And with this shelter, there is 0 cordage being used on it. Let's go on the inside and take a look, see, shall we? Where the hell did the milk crate come from? They got a milk crate. All right, we're on the inside. That's new. Actually, it smells really good in here. It's got that good earthy smell. Yeah, they've definitely covered up all the holes. There's a small one there. But man, this is looking good. 0 cordage at all used on this. Let's give it a shake. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is definitely sturdy. Very nice job. Definitely going to be a 10 out of 10 of the shelter building scale. Actually, we probably should give it an 11, as I cannot talk. Look at that thing. It's freaking awesome. All right, next goal. Okay, so we're 100 foot from TP Island. Maybe 100 foot from the river, and that's where we're headed next. We're at the river. And as you can see, the water is receding because the wing dams are starting to reappear. Eventually, we'll be able to walk out onto that one, on that one, because it goes up, curves up over that way, and you can get to it from over there. But all last year, this area was underwater. In fact, the last time I came out here, the water level was right about there. So you can see how far it has gone down. And you can tell by the log jam. What the heck is that? Right there. Big old piece of pipe. That would make a great shelter. Okay, we're going to investigate that later, but not right now. Anyway, sidetracked. As you can see how the log jam here and the log jam over there has been pushed up as the water has come up over and flooded that entire area. And of course it is a floodplain because that's where I do all my projects, where it's pretty much legal. But look how far it's come down, and then look how far it was up when it was flooding. Pretty amazing, isn't it? I want to say by next month, if we don't get any significant rain, we could probably get out on them wing dams. In fact, one way down there we could probably access. You know, we might do that later. Anyway, goal for today. This is what I'm thinking about doing. I would like to make this an underground shelter. Not that hard. I mean, the tree is already here for our main support. We just have to section off there, back there, and then pile logs on top of it, and then cover it with sand. Of course, we'll dig it out a little bit. But today, ooh, that wind is cold. Today, what I want to do is I'm going to throw my shelter up over the top of it, and I think this is where we're going to pretty much hang out. We'll probably enclose that side right there, because I brought this board over from TP Island, and I think I found plenty of other wood that we can use for this project too. So that's what we're going to do now.
How do you know it was there? Did you just walk around?
Follow the footsteps. I wasn't expecting on being followed.
So he followed your footsteps down there and found it.
Because I made a big circle. You know I'm videoing, right? This could be on the video. You cool with that?
Maybe some of it.
I think we should leave it. I think I need a bigger shovel. Don't fall in, man.
Problem is, if I tilt it down this way, it's just going to stick in that mud.
Just pick it up and hurl it in like Bigfoot.
I'll hurl myself in. I'm careful.
God, I hope not. You want to come grab a hold of you? Man, that thing floats. That would make a good raft material. Look at that. My special guest had to take off, but he might be back later. We'll see. A lot has gone on since the last time we have talked. Let me show you. We've got my shelter set up, and I started working on the very first retaining wall right there. And I decided probably be a good idea for me to actually bring a shovel out here and try to, instead of trying to use my little spade, because it's just not working. But that's what it's going to look like. Then there'll be a second section that goes from there to there, and then it'll go from there to there. And I found a railroad tie that'll fit perfectly in that section right there. And then we'll just keep digging down until I get that fairly dug out, and then put all the sand on the other side of the little barricades, like over here, like that. And then we'll just do it all the way across. Then where my shelter is now is where all this wood's going to go. We're going to pile a bunch of debris on top of it. You know, long trees like that there, this has got potential. And then we're going to take bark from this, either cottonwood here, there's one over there buried, there's one down there. We'll put the bark on top of it, and then we're going to cover it up with more sand from the inside of the shelter. That way it'll be somewhat waterproof. Now, I know full well this spring nature could come and take this all away, so not a big deal. I know this. In the meanwhile, I've had to build a pretty monstrous windbreak. Originally, the wind was coming at us from this direction. Then it switched from this direction. Now it's coming from this direction, and now it's dying off. So yeah, as you can see, I've been chasing the wind, but it's working. We got a nice little smoke tornado going, and it's going up and over the shelter. Let's see if we can get a better view of that. See, well, you can't. Darn it. There you go. See how this little tornado going up and over the shelter system? So we're not getting any smoke in the shelter. Now, I want to get some dinner on because I'm freaking starving. I opened up my pack and discovered I had the wrong grill. This is my barbecuing grill, not the one I set up in the fire. So yeah, no worries. I just kind of dug out a little trench there, piled some wood underneath of it, and we'll kind of slowly pile that wood under there. And then we're going to cook our meal. So first thing I need to do is I got to get some more airflow. Hang on a second. Underneath there, because that's just not enough. Get some of these coals up under here. There we go. That's going to be perfect. Okay. Oh yeah, we got plenty of coals now. I don't want to get my cantina cup dirty at the moment, so what we're going to do is boil the water in my skillet first, pour it into the mashed potatoes, and then, how much water do we need? Oh, probably not much. And then I've got some wicked looking ham steaks I want to put on. Let's get that going. Okay, we're ready to rehydrate our taters. And I kind of screwed up. I was spacing off, and most of the water boiled down. Let's put that right there for the minute. And I already added my salt and pepper, and once we stir those, it should poof right up. All right, next, yeah, we're gonna need a little bit more water. Hang on a second. Don't spill, don't spill. There we go. Doing this one-handed is not easy. Okay, that should be enough. It might be a little too much, actually. Yeah, see, we got a Klingon here. Oh, it's gone. Oh, well. Up there it is. Go! Okay, that's gonna work. Okay, well, heck, that looks like oatmeal now. All right, let's give that a minute. Let that hydrate. All right, next, what I want to do is we're gonna have some ham steaks. Look at these suckers. We need to put those in the skillet, and we need to take a little water out of there before I do that. I do want some water in it so it doesn't burn, but that's way too much water. So we've got about that much water left in there. How much heat do we got? You know what? Let's put a little bit more underneath. It might be too much. We'll see. Whoops. Actually, I think this will be perfect. There we go. Get in there. Yeah. Okay, we can make that work. All right. Throw that on. We've got one of our ham steaks. These do not take long to cook. And then extra Ziploc to save the other one in. We might have it later, or if my friend stops back by, we'll have one to eat of his own. We'll see how that works out. There we go. And get the guy. Come on. Man, let's get this guy back in the cooler. Let's go ahead and do our flip. I think it's almost done. Oh, shoot. and extremely warm. And I think we're done. As I'm destroying my pan here. That's going to be fun to get off. Basically, I'm just browning it. But I'm pretty sure we can go ahead and take it off there. Let's find out. Oh, yeah, it's cutting very nicely. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull it off. I think it's done. Kind of wishing we had some eggs now. Got a nice little brown to it, brown tint. All right, here we go. Let's see how good it is. That is really good. Oh my goodness. Okay, time to check the sun. Hour and a half before dark. We can do it. I'm going to pull that off, get our fire built back up again, and burn off some of this wood here. And then we'll get that put out. I just got buzzed by a ninja beaver. I think he's down that way somewhere. Caught me off guard just a little bit. Running out of time. 45 minutes maybe, max. The ham steaks were awesome, or ham steak. I did destroy my pan. The mashed potatoes, so-so. They could probably use some garlic. I did add salt and pepper, but garlic or maybe some butter buds would have done the trick. I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to clean up my mess, break the shelter system down, and I'm going to leave pretty much everything out. There is a kind of a running joke. If you guys have never watched Trekking Tuesday before, I do have somewhat of a curfew. I've got to be on the road between 7 and 8 to be home in time. If I'm a little bit late, usually it costs me dinner. If I'm late, usually it costs me a dinner and a movie. And if I'm very late, I'm pretty much screwed and might as well just stay out of here. I think there's another beaver over there. I just heard a splash. I want to show you what I've got done so far while we have a little light left. Actually, let's bust out the flashlight as it flickers because it's 50 hertz. And everything in the US is 60. But anyway, yeah. As you can see, we got some sand piled up against the back right here. And this is where we're going to dig all of our sand out. And then just throw it up. And there's going to be a railroad tie that goes from there to right about there. And then some wood that goes from right about there. And then we'll just keep digging the sand out of this and throwing it up there until we get it all piled up and evened out. I still might have to See how that divot is right there? That's where the water flows through, and it kind of looks like it flows through here. We might have to reroute that ditch a little, but that's not going to be a big deal. I think we can get it to go through there with not much effort at all. And as a plus, that sand that's up there, we can use it to throw on top of the shelter when we get to that point. Our fire is almost out. It's not ready to go yet. I gotta wait for all them to burn down the embers before we put it out totally. Sun is gone. We shall be in total darkness within 15 minutes or so, or less. It don't take long out here. In fact, in the woods, it's pitch dark about 20 foot in, and we can start seeing that moon come out. Got all the gear almost stashed away. I got a couple more items. I'm in real no hurry. Yep, friends, it is dark out, except for the moon. Check out the moon. Isn't that cool? The fire is 110% out. And this is why I love a trench fire. Look at that. You cannot tell that I had a fire there. And the cool thing about this soil is it's a sand silt mix. So basically when it heats up, it encases itself. So I don't have to worry about that fire going anywhere. Now it's time for us to head out. There's a riverboat marker sign. We've got two options. We can take the woods, but actually I want to go through the riverbank here, and I want to show you that railroad tie I found earlier that we're going to place from there to there, and it might take two people to move it. I'm not sure. So let's head on down that way and take a look at it. Here's the railroad tie I was talking about. And we're not that far from camp. I want to say, let's swing around real quick. Oh, 25 foot away. So getting it down there shouldn't be too big of a deal. I don't know. I still think two people would be better. And it's about, what, about 8 foot? So that's going to be the perfect length. The height, we're looking, 6 inches. Yeah, so I think it's going to work. And that might be our next project the next time we come out here, along with moving the teepee poles. Not sure what that was. I heard some tree knocking. Okay, that's a little freaking weird. Let's get out of this area because it is kind of dangerous and unstable. Look at that drop. If I were to fall, I would be screwed. I would have to drop my pack and hope it floats, then swim down to that wing dam. Whoa. Not sure what that noise was. Little freaky. Little freaky. We're getting pretty close to entering the woods. We've come off the riverbank, and you can see the river's right about there. And it is pitch black. And there is no trails out here. You pretty much just have to pick a direction and kind of go for it. This looks good. Yes, this is, oh no. I almost tripped over that freaking log, man. Let's see. I don't know. This way looks all right. Yep, this will work. As we dive through the vines. Okay, this will get us out. Yep. One last look at the river. You can't see it before we head into the woods. Funny story. I come popping out of the woods right about there. Here's the mountain here. 15 foot in front of it, right about there, was another car. And I'm pretty sure they were in the beginnings of doing something. Because I come shooting out of the woods and I must have scared the crap out of them. I seen people hopping around, lights were coming on, car was bouncing, and then they took off. It was hilarious. When I was coming in, they were grading the road, repairing it from all the flooding we had last year. I'll show you a little bit on the way out. We have our gear all stowed away in the Mountaineer, cooler, pack, flashlight that needs to be recharged, water cantina. I think there will not be a video next week, as I have a show that Tuesday. The week after that, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a video for YouTube. We're going to cook with the dog bowl oven, maybe. I'm not 100% certain. We're going to bake a cake in it first before I do the Cornish hen. Oh, look at that, man. And probably move the poles for the teepee. I had a really good day. I got quite a bit accomplished. Not sure what that noise was. That is freaky. Maybe we should get in the Mountaineer. Yeah, I'm thinking we should. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this video up. I had a friend come out, hang out for a little bit. We had a good time talking. I got some ideas for the underground shelter system, which I think is going to work out great. Yeah, now we must go home. I checked the time, and we're actually going to be on time tonight, unless I dilly-dally around. Well, friends, thanks for coming along with me on my journey. And usually I say, see you on YouTube. But since this video will be on YouTube, we're going to throw out there, thanks for watching. All right, you can turn it off now.